The Vampire Princess: A Nightly Adventure. Once upon a time, in a faraway land hidden in the misty mountains, there was a grand, dark castle. It was made of tall, black towers with silver bat-shaped flags fluttering in the night breeze. This castle was home to the vampire royal family, and among them was a special young girl named Princess Vespera. Princess Vespera had long, shiny black hair that flowed like a river of midnight. Her skin was pale as moonlight, and her eyes glowed a soft red like the last ember of a fire. But despite her mysterious appearance, Vespera wasn't like the other vampires in her kingdom. She loved the nighttime, but not because of vampire powers. No, she loved it because it was when the stars shone brightest and the moon told stories through its glowing phases. Though vampires were known for keeping to themselves, Vespera was curious about the world beyond the castle walls. She longed to explore the enchanted forest that surrounded the castle, a place filled with creatures of all kinds, wolves that howled to the moon, owls that whispered secrets in the wind, and even fairies that fluttered in the shadows. One evening, on the night of a full moon, Vespera decided it was finally time to have her own adventure. She slipped out of her room in her black velvet cloak, her bat-shaped brooch shining softly. With silent steps, she crept through the grand hallways, past portraits of her ancestors with their serious faces, and out into the cool night air. The forest greeted her with a soft rustling sound. The trees stood tall like ancient protectors, and the shadows danced playfully. As she walked deeper into the forest, a gentle breeze carried the smell of sweet flowers, and tiny glowing insects lit up her path like stars on the ground. But suddenly she heard a soft cry. "Help! Help!" The voice was faint, but her sharp vampire hearing picked it up right away. Vespera hurried toward the sound, her cloak billowing behind her. She soon found the source, a small fairy, her wings tangled in a thick, thorny vine. "Oh no!" Vespera gasped. She knelt beside the fairy, whose golden wings shimmered in the moonlight. "Let me help you." "Please," the fairy said in a soft, fluttering voice. "These vines have trapped me, and I can't get free." Vespera carefully untangled the fairy's wings, her fingers moving gently so as not to hurt her new friend. After a few moments, the fairy was free, her wings fluttering gratefully. She hovered in the air, her tiny glowing form lighting up the space between the trees. "Thank you, Princess Vespera," the fairy said with a grateful smile. "I've heard stories about you in the forest. You're not like the other vampires, are you?" Vespera shook her head with a shy smile. "I just want to help and explore. I'm not interested in the old vampire traditions." The fairy's eyes twinkled. "Well, you're in luck. I'm not just any fairy. My name is Lysandra, and I know all the secrets of this forest. Since you helped me, I'll show you something very special." Vespera's heart raced with excitement as she followed Lysandra deeper into the forest. They walked through a hidden pathway that twisted and turned, the air growing thicker with magic. Soon they arrived at a clearing that glowed with soft, shimmering light. In the centre was an ancient tree, its branches stretching high into the sky. But it wasn't just any tree, its leaves sparkled like jewels, and a gentle hum filled the air. "This is the Tree of Twilight," Lysandra explained, her voice soft with reverence. "It's older than the kingdom itself and holds magic from both the sun and the moon. Very few creatures know of its existence." Vespera stood in awe, her red eyes wide. "It's beautiful," she whispered. "What kind of magic does it hold?" Lysandra fluttered her wings. "The tree grants a gift to those who seek it with a pure heart, but you must choose wisely." Princess Vespera thought for a moment. "What kind of gift?" "It can give you anything your heart desires, knowledge, power, or even the ability to walk in the sunlight without losing your vampire nature," Lysandra said. "But the gift comes with responsibility." Vespera gazed at the tree, thinking of all the wonders she could ask for. But then she realized something. "I don't need a gift for myself," she said softly. "I want to use the tree's magic to help others, like I helped you." The fairy's eyes sparkled with pride. "A noble wish indeed. But are you sure? You could have anything." Vespera nodded. "Yes, I want to be able to help creatures in the forest, my kingdom, and beyond. I want to be a different kind of vampire princess, one who brings light even in the darkest nights." Lysandra smiled. "Then the tree shall grant your wish." As the fairy spoke, the Tree of Twilight began to glow brighter, its light wrapping around Vespera like a warm embrace. She felt a gentle warmth in her chest, and when the light faded, she knew something had changed. "You now hold the power of the twilight," Lysandra said. "You can heal, protect, and bring peace wherever you go. You are the guardian of the night." Princess Vespera looked at her hands, feeling the magic tingling at her fingertips. "Thank you," she whispered, her heart full of joy. From that night forward, Princess Vespera became known as the Guardian of Twilight. She used her new powers to protect the forest, help the creatures in need, and guide the lost back home. Though she still lived in her grand castle, she spent many nights exploring the world beyond its walls, her adventures growing with each passing moon. And so, Princess Vespera, the vampire princess with a heart full of light, became a legend known throughout the kingdom, a reminder that even in the darkest of nights, there is always a spark of kindness waiting to shine. The end.